gross.
Well, if it isn't,
What?
well, I noticed you didn't have your headphones in, so I was gonna save my burn.
Oh, okay. I was
I
gonna
was
act
just
like
saying.
I was gonna act like I didn't hear you either way.
I was just gonna say, well, if it isn't the big dumb bitch.
Well, this is a pussy, ba bam bam pow. Hey, is it? What time is it by you? Is it you still in the future? What's it like?
Yep, 11:04.
That's the most paranormal thing about this podcast.
Time travel happens right here on
Time
the
travel
show.
live on the podcast every time.
Yeah.
I said recently on the episode of Drag the Lake, I mentioned a broken clock being right 5 times a day, and and Andy goes, "No, that's impossible." And I go, "If it's on a plane and you go in different time zones," and he goes,
That's actually a really, really good point.
"Yeah, exactly right. Good pivot, right?"
Yeah, honestly, the longest flight you can take is like 19 hours. So realistically,
Yeah.
how many time zones are there?
Oh, enough,
Hold
baby.
on.
I'm pretty sure. For
How many?
Is there enough?
Time.
Can you Google? Is there enough time zones for a clock to be broken?
38 times a day. 64. You double
I
it.
lowballed it.
You double it.
Oh, so wait, it is more.
76.
So a broken clock can be right 76 times a day.
Yeah. If it's
You fucking idiot.
you completely changed my philosophy on that saying. I can't even
Right?
say saying. That's how much it fucked me up.
Yeah. Yeah. If you're staying in one place, you fucking loser. Maybe you should travel more. Your broken clock's going to be right a lot more.
Yeah, 38 unique time zones globally.
Yeah. So
And
I stumbled
and if
again,
they use a
classic
12-hour
Pat.
format, yeah.
Sorry. Go ahead.
No, I was just saying if you're using the 12-hour format, then yeah, it's right 76 times a day.
But classic Pat. I think it's because we've been doing more episodes together, brother. I'm telling you, we might have to double up episodes a week because we're bringing out something good in me. I was like, wait, what? And I was like, no, wait. And I was like, wait, classic Pat. Dig your heels in. Pivot. And then and I came up with this thing and I was like, wow, actually not only is that a t-shirt. Yeah, that's going to be, but yes, technically, but I lowballed it. Broke clock can be right 70. I earned myself a Diet Coke.
You sure did, buddy.
Good boy. But yeah, I told Dom what time we were starting, and she's like, "What time is it there?" And I was like, "I think it's like an hour ahead." Like,
Yeah.
this is
Not
we
crazy.
don't go outside. This is what we do.
Wow.
What did I really?
That's great.
Did I really do that to you?
Yeah, no, that blew my mind. I just because that's one of my probably most used sayings is a broken clock is right twice a day.
So are you going to start saying mine?
I'm going to absolutely. It's one of those phrases that I say even when it's wrong, even when it's not applicable. I'm like, well, a broken clock is right twice a day.
Yeah.
But now I'm gonna say, yeah. Well, you know what they say: broken clock is right 76 times a day.
You'll have to actually just say, as of
And then
right
there's a
now,
little asterisk.
you'll have to say, you know what we say, and then because you're going to be referring to me and you at the beginning. We'll get more people.
We're getting them on board.
Andy was reluctant, but he was like, okay, yeah, if you're in time zones. And I was like, I got to Andy not saying that I was 100% wrong. Oh,
that's a miracle.
oh.
Yeah, that's like you need a plaque to commemorate that.
Well, again, this is another thing. Right, if you look over my shoulder here, that's another point. I do have a plaque that you made for me.
That's true.
Some of my favorite quotes. I'm not saying. My birthday is coming up, Chris.
Oh my god. Yeah, I'm gonna Photoshop you on a plane just holding a clock where the hand is hanging.
Hey guys, we've adapted over the years. If you want to AI this and you want to just turn it into an oil painting, I'll take it. A physical representation of me, that's my there's the Amelia Earhart. Man, I almost said that like a deaf guy. Amelia Earhart. Amelia Earhart. or these other explorers or anything like that, these adventurers, I'll be the guy that's like, I'm going to prove you this broken clock's going to be right every hour of the day.
Wow. That was crazy. What a crazy way to start the episode.
What an interesting intro. I'm all over the map of my notes. The main thing I wanted to talk to you about today, and we can get to it at the end. And I don't know if you saw it. Did you see the Odyssey?
I did not see it, no.
But obviously you're familiar. You like them books and stuff.
You like them books.
You like them books. But I had a couple weird things, obviously.
Okay.
This is the podcast. Did you have any? I don't want to take over or anything. Obviously, I want to give you space. Hey, this is a safe space, Chris.
I appreciate that. It's needed for sure.
Good.
When I was glancing down at my phone a ton, I was getting logged into my Reddit account because I did sign up for YouTube Premium.
Ooh.
So I was getting logged into
my judgment
the Reddit account. So all of our big time. I have some paranormal videos that I wanted to watch together. They're all fairly recent posts on various paranormal subreddits.
Oh, okay.
But the one thing I wanted to say, what made very interesting research for this episode today is so this evening after dinner, I was when I was like, I'm gonna start looking for stuff for the podcast.
Mm-hmm.
And it felt like almost exactly as the same time I started to search it. Pat, I do think the government is shutting down the pod already, much like Russia tried to shut down Buddha Boys at one time.
Jesus, I knew it.
So in the midst of me searching ghosts on Reddit, wouldn't you know it, that it's announced that our boy Ryan Gosling is going to be the new Ghost Rider in a Marvel movie? And completely fucked up my ability to do research for the pod.
He put you in a fog.
Literally everything, no matter how I search ghosts, no matter what words I put before or after it was all about Ryan Gosling being Ghost Rider.
So that was, what was the, oh man, I can't remember. What was the thing that they did? Frozen.
Yeah.
Was the thing because so many people were they were Googling or they were trying to search. They were looking into Walt Disney being frozen, his head being cryogenically frozen or something like that.
Yeah,
right. Wasn't that what it was? That's the theory.
The theory is that they made Frozen so that now when you search Walt Disney Frozen, all that you get is the movie.
So really, it's a Disney shutdown.
Yeah.
So I think that's
which is the government at this point.
That's all. It's a monopoly.
Yeah, President Mickey Mouse.
I think that's really fucking crazy, man. Because I think there was a weird the thing I had it's not really ghost related, but it was the last Pope prophecy. Are you familiar with that?
No.
Oh man, look into this. So I would before when we were doing the BBs, we're doing the boys. I was very into Nuke's Top 5.
Yeah,
I've ventured into my slapped ham era. I like a slapped ham.
Drawn in just by the name alone.
It's also the voice really fun, and he even does a little noise at the end. It's fun. He does a whole thing. Oh
yeah.
But also, you're probably familiar with, but I don't know if you are, the Y-Files.
Oh
man! If you're not a part of that, this guy, you're gonna love this because there's bits. There's a talking fish, a sassy talking fish sidekick. Okay. Oh man, it's so fun it's so fun to experience somebody that is ultimately interested in all these things, be able to get exposed to, because there's supercuts that he's been putting together. That have weird kind of stupid bits in between that, no offense to him if he's seeing this, I don't think he will, but it's just really silly. But the episodes that he does individually for each topic are so well produced. I feel like it's really interesting. But he just covered the last Pope prophecy, which just a brief thing of it. I don't want to give too much away. I think everybody should watch the episode.
Yeah,
but it's basically there's a prophecy told that there's only going to be, the last pope is going to be from Rome or whatever, which is essentially what America is considered.
Yeah.
and the last pope is going to be the last year is going to be 2027, yada yada yada, all this other stuff, like, and like it's this weird latest thing that everybody's talking about. And they're also talking about the when they built the chapel, the number of frames that they had, there was only a certain number, and they're like they just reached like the last frame. It's kind of weird, it's very strange, but it's also like it's also making me feel like I wonder if this is tied up with this disclosure. And I go, well, what if this is not necessarily untrue, but this is the time where, like, because I remember distinctly in this, there was like a point where like the Pope was consulted about disclosure, UFO disclosure, recently. I think we talked about it.
I believe so.
I don't know if it
If
was
not,
on the
I know we
podcast
talked
or not.
about the religious officials that were like
Right. That were like have been involved with it.
Yeah, they met to discuss it.
So I think it's really interesting to think maybe 2027 is when we finally get the ultimate disclosure. This has all been a fucking lie. The whole religious thing has been fake. It's actually been aliens. Yada yada. We were genetically engineered. Any whatever. I don't know what it is, but like, what if it's not necessarily the end of days, but it's the end of the fucking church? They're not going to buy it after this point. Like, this will be the last pope because they're not going to elect another one because they're going to be like, what's the point?
Yeah.
So it's really interesting to think, like, no, I haven't heard anybody talking about that angle of it, to say like it could just be, it's not, nobody's bringing up the correlation between disclosure. We're on the fourth. That was the fourth dump just recently or something. I think that's like, I mean, it's next year? I keep forgetting what year it is. I'm so fucking old now. I'm getting like, what is it, 2027 already? No, it's 2026. I'm so ready.
How old am I?
I'm so ready for, when's the end of the world? When's the end of the world again? I can't remember. So like, the last Pope prophecy kind of like being a part of disclosure kind of makes sense because they have been consulted. Technically, I guess America would be considered, I mean, it's not there is still a Rome. We're not considered Rome because Rome's considered Rome. But like if you're writing a prophecy back in the day, they're gonna be like, what's the place that's like the shit? When technically we're not technically the shit anymore, really. It's not great.
Well, what's interesting about this too is I had a discussion recently about this with my mom, that because my mom is one of those people, as long as I can remember, my mom has always bought into every end times prophecy as long as I've been alive.
Okay.
She has believed that she's believed every single one. She believed 2012. I remember in 2000 her like sobbing at midnight.
What's her record?
I mean, she's defeated. She's
Ofer.
Yeah, over however many there have been.
Okay.
I remember 6/6/2006 was a big deal, like all of those things. And recently I had a conversation with her because she was like, she sent me a video that was just like some lady being like, the end times prophecies are coming true. Like, look at all this stuff. And I had to be like, I had to put on my historian hat and be like, okay, so here's the thing, Mom. Yeah. When they were writing the Bible, they were actually the end times they were prophetizing was actually what was happening at that time. Yeah. Thousands of years ago. They were writing because they thought it was the end of the world because there was war going on for Israel, like all of this stuff. So everything you're saying that is happening now and is proof of the end times, you're right, but it's because it was also happening then.
It's just a repeat.
Yeah, it's like Star Wars.
Yeah. Oh, don't go there. We already compared it.
That's a Buddha Boys deep cut for the OGs.
We've referenced Disney now. Yeah. Fucking. It's definitely. Yeah. It's for sure.
But it's just like, it's one of those things where it's just like they thought they were in the end times.
Yeah.
Because of what was happening in the world,
and they were there in theirs as well.
Yeah. It's never been right. I mean, I used to have a lot of like I used to also have a lot of apocalypse anxiety as a kid
Hmm.
that was burdened on me by my mother's apocalypse anxiety.
Yeah.
And then what solved it for me is my great grandmother, right around 2012, or maybe it was the 2006 one of the older ones. It was close to the end of her life.
Yeah.
She was like, I'm 92 years old, and I can tell you right now, there's been at least one apocalypse we have survived for every decade that I've been alive,
Uh huh.
and the world has not ended.
Right.
So it's okay.
I'm just
And
gonna
I
go
was
by the
that
record. Yeah.
that was for me the moment where I was like, oh fuck.
This
That
old bitch.
that's crazy.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
that's crazy to learn that.
Absolutely, and that's the thing. It it sucks because I hate because they're now like I feel like they're and this feels like a manipulation because I feel like they're like again like you said the last Pope prophecy. You're like what? And I was like yeah, what the hell? And it feels like not only a deep cut, but it also feels like is this real? You know, like I haven't heard of this, and then you hear about it, but even still, like the thing I like about the Y Files show, at least, is usually, and like it is pretty scary because sometimes he can't do it. Sometimes he can't do it sometimes, but he'll go like, okay, so I looked into it, and you know, it turns out like this, like yeah, they said this. This is not actually even true. This never happened. This
Yeah.
isn't true. When like you know, a lot of times when they do the math and they're like you know, oh, it's gonna happen. Somebody told me. Did I ever tell? I think this is again another deep cut. We talked about a lady I worked with that said she would never vote for Obama because Barack Hussein Obama, 6 letters in each name, and I counted it in front of her, and I was like, "You're immediately wrong." She's like Barack Hussein Obama. Each name has 6 letters. 666. He's the devil. And I go, I think Brack. That's 5 R. That's right there. I gotcha. Nope. Barack is isn't that one or is it two
Nope.
R's?
Two R Barra, or if there are two
Was I wrong?
R's. Yeah, well,
Is
you
he the
forgot an A.
Antichrist? Okay.
You forgot an A. I think is it Barack, and then
Yeah.
Hussein Husein
Oh God.
Obama. That was a close one, Pat. You were sweating
Oh my
it.
God. I
You were
remember being so justified in that argument.
well. Well, he's the first, so that adds on that extra letter.
You know what I mean? Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Well, I think that's still like they have this stupid thing that catches on, and they only pay attention to a certain because again, the in the prophecy they're like, oh yeah, this pope was considered the halfway through. They're like, we only got the same number of popes we've had now left, and that's it. And it's like,
Yeah.
again, it's almost like the Mayan clock where it could just be a misinterpretation, could be a misdirection, could be something else. I don't know, but like the overall kind of arching feeling is like it's so like when they're like, oh my God, there's a first of all, I'm convinced now. I don't think they're gonna tell us. Like I used to always think about like, oh man, what happens when they finally detect a what if they detect an asteroid and it's too late? And I'm like, we'll never know.
Yeah, they'll just not tell us.
They'll just never tell us. And I'm like, I hope they'll never tell us.
Yeah.
I don't want to sit there and worry about that or think. I already do. I don't want to have
Yeah.
to continue. I don't want to actually do it and have it justified and be like, you know what, actually? Like, I don't want some dickhead like Neil deGrasse Tyson fucking going like, actually, you know, they miss us by like 5 feet every day. And you're like, shut the fuck up, man.
Yeah.
I don't want to hear that.
That was honestly that Don't Look Up movie. I don't know if you watched that,
I
but
did.
that was
Regrettably, yes.
but that was I think the most unrealistic part of that movie is like I really think and I think the only reason they wouldn't tell us is so that we are spending every dime up to the last minute. You know what I mean? Like they wouldn't want a situation where like we're like, oh, the world's going to end in a week, so I'm pulling all my money out of the banks.
Yeah.
Fuck my job. Like, literally, the only reason they wouldn't tell us is so that the system can continue to run as normal until the world is over.
Yeah.
Like, that's the only reason they wouldn't tell us.
And that's what I truly believe in the kind of comforting thing of we've talked about this on past shows of saying like not having the power or like it being in control of, you know, yes, there could be an elaborate conspiracy. It could just be all these happenstances and all this other stuff. But like the more you just hear about like just in storytelling life in general, it does kind of feel like simulation-y, or at least like it's definitely repetitive.
Yeah,
You know,
for sure.
it's happened before over and over and over and over again. And like I think the civilizations that we're both like exploding. We're both like digesting and coughing and stuff. We're making old guy noises like.
Oh yeah, we're not the young whippersnappers we once were.
But the late night
6 years
podcast is
ago.
flowing. It's we started off with a bang.
Yeah. I'm also always so suspicious of this shit because where were they in 2015? Saying that the last pope is going to be in 2026.
That's what I'm saying. Is like not that I go super deep in like searching for conspiracies, but like this one feels like it would have rolled across my desk at least every pope we've had a couple popes in my lifetime.
Oh, for sure.
I mean, hey, I'll tell you what, we've had a couple popes in my lifetime.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, why, at the very least, even if it didn't come across our desks, the people who are doing research and talking about it,
Right.
they should have someone they can point to that was like, this guy was talking about it in the 80s.
Right. And it just
Like,
feels
warning us about
more produced or more distraction-y. So like
Yeah.
like even this guy I think is whether he's the guy I'm telling you about it for the Y-Files could be part of a misdirection campaign, or just it doesn't feel like it. He just feels like a guy that's like, hey, he's just asking questions.
Yeah, for sure.
But he's definitely somebody that would like goes into it with like a skeptic's mind. I think that we kind of both appreciate, like that we both would appreciate to say, look, I really want to believe this, but you know, this guy turns out this guy actually was convicted of fraud, you know, blah blah blah. Or
Yeah.
this, you know, like he'll like do that kind of that research too to say this is not really. He'll fact check essentially, which you know I ain't gonna fucking do. I'd rather just I'd just go like, no, I think actually instead of that guy lying, that was Sasquatch and he was created by aliens. Moving on. Yeah, I kind of. It's not that I'm gonna completely discredit it, but like, I think he does something cool, but it's also, you know, skeptical a lot of the times. But you said you had some clips and stuff that you wanted to share. Do I have to change the permissions, or are you good?
I think I'm good.
All right. Here's our segment. Old guys using technology. Is it taking a picture? Or are you taking a video? Is this a video?
Go? There it is. Wait a minute. How'd you end up back over there? What in tarnation?
Oh my god. Yeah, I learned about. I was fucking balls deep in Greek mythology all week. So
Oh yeah,
I'm excited.
Getting ready for the Odyssey.
Just before, middle, and after. What the hell?
Okay, so this is not a ghost thing, but this one I thought was cool. This is new Bigfoot sighting, Pat,
What new?
in
Oh my God.
Newfoundland,
Holy shit!
Canada.
Is that a moving beast?
So this comes from a truck driver who saw it cross in front of him. I think it's just a guy in a ghillie suit.
Oh yeah, that's a good suit. It looks really
Yeah.
cool from far away.
This one though looks great.
Yeah, I'm like, holy shit, it looks so good that I was going to ask you if the reason I asked you if it was a video, because it looks like a cutout, like one of those. There was one that I used to drive to when I used to do pickups in PA. I remember in this really rural like mountain thing. Oh, slapped him.
I brought it up so I don't forget.
Yeah, that guy rules. But I would like it was like Bigfoot peeking around a tree. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
And I just love driving past it. It was so funny because it's like the speed limit on this crazy, like it's like a 2-way, but like 1 lane each way. And I'm in this like pickup truck, and they're like windy mountain roads. But I'm like, every time I would get close to it, I'd like try to get my phone out and be like, I want to take a picture. It looks so cool. And I think it would even look cooler if I could get a somewhat good picture moving, because then I'm like, maybe it would look convincing. I could get some
kind of blurry and stuff.
Some bullshit hits.
Yeah. So this one was posted 20 days ago to Paranormal Encounters. Person says, I'm a debunker first, and when I can't debunk it, I ask for others to. It was pitch black in there, but I felt weirdly uncomfortable about that area. Footage is super grainy because of the darkness and zooming. At first, I thought it was a light popping on and going out, but that would have just lit up the darkness and become a wall. It's just a wall back there. The way this white thing slides quickly behind the chair instead of just disappearing and the camera not moving has me confused.
Damn, I love this poster. Whoever posted this, I want to shake your hand.
Let me shake your hand.
I want to fucking shake your hand. All right, where we got peekaboo going on now? Peekaboo now. You guys got to watch the video. Go to YouTube if you're not watching it.
Did you see it?
Wait, no. Where'd you go? God damn it! I was fucking influencing. Oh wait, is it by that chair there? Over there? Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, what's going on now?
That was pretty good.
Is that a beast?
Yeah. Is it a stout Steve?
Ooh,
what do we think?
That was pretty short. That was low to the ground. That could be a stout Steve.
Very low to the ground.
Are we in the stout Steve algo now?
Yeah.
Man, whoever this poster is, they said they're a debunker. That's fun. Does that mean like they are like a filter?
Post history.
Somebody sends that? Snow. Oh, I'm not gonna say that. Snow monkey? Can I say that?
Okay.
I feel like that's the one we could say.
We could for sure. One thing that I think is a positive sign about this person's posting is that they hide their posting history. Which in a circumstance like this, I think is a positive because they're not trying to like build a following or get a ton of clout from posting.
They don't have that weird like watermark going like all around it or something like that.
No. And you can't go in and look at like other posts they've made. It's just straight up like, here's this post. I think that's good.
It's pretty compelling. There is it's stuff like that with and that's my only downside with like the all the time camera or anything like that, even though I've busted your balls so many times about that.
Yeah.
About just like setting up a goddamn camera in your haunted hallway. There is a like you don't get the experience. So like it could be, I know in my personal experiences where people were because I was in that environment. Right. Like it wasn't like I can like I know who's in what rooms. I know exactly. That I didn't mean to get you emotional about it, but do you have an allergy attack?
I think I am. I don't know what's happening.
You need some Benadryl? I have some Benadryl.
My eyes are like, ooh, I would love some. My eyes are like, can you see? I feel like they're dried up. I feel like they're jerkying. Oh
God! Pour some water in your eyes.
I might have to do that.
I was like, that's what eye drops are.
So this one says, disembodied voice preemptively mocks me. What the fuck? That is not my voice. I always tell my boy, Mommy missed you when I get home. It's not a Wi-Fi or device glitch, as this has happened before.
I've heard this before. This could be a mimic. This is scary. This is scary stuff.
I've even opened the second mudroom door. There's plenty of other scary things that have happened, just not caught on camera. I can block out or ignore most of this, but this is creeping me the fuck out.
Oh God, here we go. Did you share the sound?
Could you hear it?
No. Did you share? I don't think you did. You share the sound, old man?
I thought I did.
When you share the screen, you have to click the box. Remember? I don't know if it changes week to week. Hey, this is old guys use a tech. This is our.
I got it now.
All right, here we go.
Sounds good. All right, let me.
I didn't hear those little nails on the hardwood. That's how I knew. Nope.
All right, now
Here
can
we
you
go. Yeah.
Mommy missed you. Mommy missed you. He's a kid. He's a kid. He's a kid.
That is pretty creepy.
Where's my meal?
Wait, I don't know if I heard the one before.
Okay, so when the
Hold
the
on.
dog like
Also, she's got a live, laugh, love on her wall. I'm not on her side right now.
she also has her hoarding pile covered up by a cry face emoji. This might be my mom's house.
Hey, look at me. I'm not judging her for the hoard pile. That could be laundry that she hasn't folded. That could be stuff that I don't give a shit. That's not what I'm talking about. But you chose to put that up there. That's not an accident. That's not. I got ADD. But yeah, sorry.
Right.
So
No,
yeah.
you're good. I have my volume up all the way.
But I don't know if I'm hearing the. I don't know if I hear I hear the door. I kind of feel like I hear a little bit like the dog walking over. Is the dog reacting to the voice mocking her? I like how she says mock. Is it a mocking thing? Because I haven't heard it yet.
It definitely. I'll play it this time, and if you can't hear it, then I'll send it to you. I'll link it to you quick so you
Okay.
can watch it on your end.
It's bad enough to have a ghost, Chris, but to
Yeah.
have a fucking shitty ghost is
It is,
no
dude.
thanks.
It is a very mocking. It is a very mocking.
Hey, baby.
Yeah.
Because the things I say to my cat, I do not want you hearing. I don't want
Yeah.
you to hear it.
No way. I'm the same way.
Not the underworld either.
All right. Let's see if you can hear it.
Mommy missed you.
Oh,
Did you
okay.
hear
and
it?
And then the. Sorry. And then she does it because then you hear the door open.
And then she does it.
Oh, damn. Okay, so I think I did hear it. Yeah.
I'm gonna send it to you just so maybe you can hear it better. But it is 100%. It is. It goes. Mommy missed you.
So that wasn't her.
No, and then the door
That's the
opens,
thing
and
that
then you
freaks
hear
me
her
out. Okay.
go. Then you hear her go. Mommy missed you. Like.
Yo.
And you can also tell she says it a little differently.
Hold on. Oh man, that's fucking weird.
Yeah.
Whoa.
She says, "Mom." If you listen, she says, "Mommy missed you."
Yeah.
Like in that stupid baby talk voice that people talk to their animals in.
Yeah.
She's like, "Mommy missed you," and the voice that's mocking her is just straight up, "Mommy missed you."
Yeah, that's fucking weird. That's like I don't want to sound like a goddamn southerner or anything, but that sounds goddamn satanic.
Yeah, it is.
That sounds downright satanic. Does that sound southern to you?
Yeah, it did. And boy, that is creepy.
That's crazy. I don't. So, unless I don't even know. Like this is even the solution is not like, or my debunking bone isn't even necessarily making it better, but like maybe it's somebody that hacked into your Ring camera that like knows your routine and like is fucking with you, but like that's not better.
So it's great that it's Pat. You're on a good track because the top comment is your Ring camera got hacked.
Yeah.
And she said, "We've been seeing dark shadows peeking through doorways, and there have been knocking in the past.
Okay,
I truly
your
hope this
windows
is
have been
human."
hacked?
She said, "I truly hope this is a human that hacked my cameras rather than it be something
Right.
else, despite me being embarrassed."
Yeah. Yes.
So then the person said, "Well, if you don't mind, then I would suggest try putting on some powder on the floor, check for footprints, all that stupid stuff." And then she said, she also changed her password, created two-factor authentication, and did everything to make sure that like it doesn't happen. Like it couldn't be someone who hacked.
Yeah. That stuff. I think that's the thing where I get the most conspiratorial in my head is when it's like safe light or safe. What's the safe search or the like? There's different things that you can sign up where they're like, no, give us your social security number and all your information, and
LifeLock.
we'll protect. Yeah, LifeLock. Isn't that the guy that like says I'm gonna put my social security number on a bus and got like his identity hacked like 4 times or 7 times or something? They had to stop doing it.
Yeah.
It's like when you go like, oh, I have two-factor authentication. Like I turned off. My favorite videos on the internet, they always get me too, are the ones where they go like, here are the settings that you need to turn off on your phone because this way they won't be able to track you. And it's like, yeah, sure.
Yeah.
I'll just turn
they're
that
letting
off, and
anyone know that
that'll-
information.
And also they'll make it easy. They'll make it accessible for you to turn off access to your phone. Horseshit. They're not going to do that. It's like the people that are like, you got to wrap it in tinfoil. And you're like, yeah, I can understand that. It's that's blocking something, but I'm sure there's a way around it.
Yeah, 100%.
But this is, if it's not that, which again is not better, that's also a crazy invasion. But if she's been seeing shadows and shit, she's somebody that's like put maybe more cameras up, but like not that are tied to a Wi-Fi network.
Yeah, something that's not hackable.
Just like camcorders. Uh-oh. What happened?
I'm bringing up the next video.
Oh, I thought you were like shocked by something. You're like, Pat, there's been a break.
Pat.
I saw one of those shadows peek through the video. Bro, if you say like you've been seeing shadows peeking around the corners and in the windows and stuff, I'm like, I'm somebody who actively rents, but if that happened, I don't know if I would be here anymore. I think I might go. I might not be here anymore. I mean, I'm not saying like I wouldn't unalive myself. I'm saying
you move to a new apartment.
Nope, probably not. Like I'd leave the state. I go, well, Texas is haunted.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's interesting to say, right? Because I've had enough experiences when I was young, especially and I didn't have the option to just leave. But I'm trying to think now what I would do if I like actually saw something instead of just had like feelings or smells or anything like that.
If I didn't have the like sense of dread, I think I would. But I would have the fear. If I was just fear, I'd probably stick around for a little bit, try to get some fucking online commotion going.
Oh yeah,
and then get the fuck out and sell it to Zach Baggins and leave. I'd sell my rented apartment to Zach Baggins.
Yeah, you'd sign your lease over to him. Zach, buy me out of my lease.
He'd be like, I will if I can shoot a show. I don't give a shit. They don't pay attention.
Do whatever you want. Okay, so this one is supposedly an EVP.
Okay.
This one is too funny and validation to keep my money. LOL. I love when my ghostly guests answer me back in real time. I'll tell you what, man, the way this person talks, you would think that English is not their first language. So let's find out what happens with the EVP.
Yeah.
Anyway, I was looking at an advertisement for an upcoming medium event, and for $47, you can secure a private reading. However, my inner voice kept saying, wait, and when that happens, I tend to listen. So since I like to be able to connect to the entities here, I asked if I spend the money, would they show up? The ghost responded. Allegedly. Let's see if we can hear it. EVP, living room. Whoa, that went by fast. That title card was too quick. July 20th, 2026.
I thought it was just me.
Original.
Promise you're going to show up for this reading, right?
I didn't hear anything.
Yeah.
Oh, I kind of hear it there. It kind of sounds like it says, I don't think so.
Right.
It sounds like a speaking spell.
I got nothing. And you know what? That's something I do respect about this person. It just says EVP.
It's straightforward.
They didn't do like the captions or anything, so like I do appreciate that because I could have been convinced maybe something was there, but it was like the enhanced stuff just sounds. I don't personally I don't hear anything. But what do you hear?
I hear once it's slowed down. I hear. I don't think so.
Oh really?
Which they do say in the posts.
Oh,
that they also hear. I don't think so.
EVP.
Here's another. I'll send it in chat, and you can listen on your end. Again, maybe it's just getting lost in the.
No. I mean, I'm hearing them clear. I'm hearing the clip and everything, but it's just kind of like
I didn't hear it. I didn't hear it until the slowed down version, and then after I heard it the first time in the slowed down version, I can hear it in the enhanced version. I can't hear it in the regular version.
Yeah. Yeah, kind of. I think I kind of hear no promises.
Yeah.
But I don't know if it was just happenstance, but that was also the slowed down version.
Yeah.
That one, I don't hate it, but also like that kind of sounds like EVPs to me are so strange because once you put that fucking caption underneath, I'm like, I did hear that. Yeah. But if you don't put that, sometimes I'm just like, it just hears like blah, 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 blah.
It's like, do you oh my god, do you follow Merv the cat on any social media?
Of course, bro. I had one of my topics that I had was I wanted to put I follow many cats. One of there's another cat that I follow that has like one of those zoom cameras on them.
Oh yeah,
but I love
the orange cat that lives outside.
Yes, I love hearing like their normal cat noises that they make that aren't just like meow and shit when they're like
not when humans are around.
Yeah, like the weird little like trills and stuff that they have. Mm-hmm. So like one of my topics was I want to put one of those cameras on sperm whales. But we can get to that on another episode because that's that we really want to get into that thought. Me and whales.
Yeah, but you go way back.
Yeah,
there's deep beef there.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think like there are times when I watch a Merv video and I'm like, oh, that sounded exactly like what the text on the screen says.
Yeah. It sounds
but
like
is it helping because
a literal translation?
Yeah, but is it helping because the text is on the screen?
Yeah.
So I sometimes will play one and like not show Kara my phone screen, and then I'll pause after Merv responds and be like, "What did he say?"
Yeah,
and she's like, "Nothing. It's a cat." Kara has no whimsy.
Yeah, you gotta have a little whimsy on this one because he loves that neighbor that has a shirt off all the time.
Yeah,
he loves. I can't remember his name.
Love Charles.
Charles, yeah.
Yeah, Merv is absolutely in love with Charles.
Well, like Dobby used to do that when he used to run around and shit like that. He used to like talk. He used to go into that's the thing is the thing I remember learning about cats as far as like they're like making those noises and stuff is like sometimes it's to call people in, sometimes it's to just find like hang out or whatever, and sometimes they just like the sound of the voice. And Dobby used to go into the bathtub in the bathroom and like go and we were saying like he was singing in the shower.
Yeah,
because he just likes the echo. Yeah,
that makes sense.
Yeah.
It's funny. Apollo has whenever there's one specific noise he makes whenever he does. I'm like, oh, he's about to puke.
Oh yeah.
It's his like I'm gonna throw up. Yeah. It's almost exactly what it is. He goes. And then I'm like, oh god, yeah, he's puking.
Get the bucket.
All right. This next one is this is a second upload because I ended up finding an anomaly I missed the first time around. It wasn't until I zoomed in on my dog's collar that I noticed it. My dog seems to turn her head directly towards the anomaly as if she sees it. Then you can see the anomaly rod fly from left to right. Do keep in mind that the temperature at the time outside was about 45 degrees. Why does that matter? Because insects that take flight don't fly under 50 degrees. Okay, they become lethargic and seek shelter.
Shut up, dork.
Nerd.
Too much of a skeptic when you're just a nerd.
Yeah, lots of frogs.
Could have warned us about that, dickhead. Wait, where's he's talking about the dog's collar? Where's the dog?
Dog's on the left side.
What the hell?
It's like behind the tree. You just went to your bark again.
No, not necessarily, but I don't.
He's over here. Right there. Oh, I did see it.
Okay. So
I still didn't. Oh,
apparently missed an anomaly after Taz barked. They're zoomed in the temperature. What is this? The temp at. Yeah, we got the temperature, bro.
we get it.
Are you sure there can't be bugs under 40 degrees? Like, what? You know what I mean? Like, I know he's done that research, but I feel like this is a hill he's dying on. I did see the collar got jerked back a little bit, maybe.
Yeah. The collar moved. Dog barks, and then the collar goes.
And the
whatever that is, like,
not
I'm out of
bug.
here.
The definite not bug runs away.
If you want me to believe it's 45 degrees outside, I need to see it on the camera. I'm sorry.
I feel like, that's what, like, is that the feel like temperature? Because that's the other thing is, Chris, there's the feels like temperature.
Yeah.
and there's like, maybe you mislooked at your temperature gauge on your phone. Maybe that could have been off. Maybe in your particular, I don't understand this, but yeah, that one's strange, but I think you got bugs in your yard and your dog barks at them.
All right. This one I thought was good. Taken out of Candlewood Suites in La Crosse, Wisconsin on July 9th, 2010. I have a habit of taking photos of hotel rooms I stay at. Weird. I didn't notice this until I got home, but I felt something was off about the room. In the mirror, you see a figure of, to me, what looks like a young woman in early 20th century type dress. I've run this photo past a number of ghost hunters / paranormal people, and they tell me they think it's the real deal. Which is just like, yeah, buddy. Just anything to get the guy out of your face.
Yeah. He's like, yeah, it's a real picture. What are you telling me? Yes, it is a real picture. That's you taking the picture, you fucking idiot.
Is that what you think it is?
I'm pretty sure. Have you never seen a fucking reflection before, you dumbass?
It honestly doesn't even look like a girl. This looks like a shoulder. Like, can you see my cursor?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. So this looks like a shoulder, right? And here's like the sleeve. The arm is coming across the body here.
Hey, wait, is that not a mirror? Is that where we're, or is a mirror? And
this is a mirror.
Okay. That's what they're saying too.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Yeah, they're saying that's what it is.
Okay, I just want to make sure.
To me, it looks like a scrawny guy, like a bony shoulder. Here's the arm going across the body.
Yeah.
The way the shirt is. He's wearing a long white tee. Someone's insecure.
Yeah.
He doesn't
probably gonna wear it to the pool. I mean, hey, we've all been there, buddy.
You can see like the crease, like the wrinkle on his jeans here. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
In order for me to buy this, I need to see what you were wearing. I need you in a picture, pal.
Take one other picture before or after this, and show me that that's not in that same picture.
Show me you in the mirror.
Yeah. I think that's Chris. I think that's what we're looking at, bro. I think you had a fun night at the hotel, and you take a picture of the fridge, and I guess this is a thing of like, hey, this is a pretty cool place. Look at this. We had a whole little kitchenette. Okay, I get it.
I can see that.
I've been white too. Give me, my whole life. I get it. We're gonna show the amenities. I'm gonna do this with a camera phone. I don't know about with a flash. Like a. This is my cup. Here's my cup. Here's the pot I ate out of all weekend.
I love how worn out this gas station jug is.
That's what I'm saying. I think that was filled with a fucking pina colada. I think this guy got this lady and or guy or whoever the fuck this is.
Look at the shoe. This motherfucker's wasted.
This guy's about to go mow the lawn.
It's just a lawnmower vigilante. He just goes to random hotels and upkeeps their lawn.
Yeah, this was my first victim. La Quinta Inn on Route 17.
Today I fell in love with it.
But bro,
I knew I'd never cut my own grass again.
This is his trophy. I think this might be a Stout Steve we're seeing in the mirror.
It could be.
But Stout Steve he's actually not the worst thing that could happen. Like if you wrong him, he could give you terrible curses. But if you accept him into your establishment, he will maintenance your yard. I will trim the hedges. God. I will mow the lawn. I will rake the leaves.
I love that the only comment is somebody just saying that's so freaking cool.
I can't, bro. This is why I like once if I can't be negative on the internet, I can't be on the internet. Like I figured it out. Because like that's the thing is my first impulse. Like I can't post anything, brother. I can't post anything on Reddit because my first impulse is to go, that's your reflection. You fucking idiot. Look at the mirror facing you, you idiot. How is nobody bringing up the fact that that is a mirror? What are you showing? And the fact that you showed a ghost expert and said, is this a real picture? Like, they definitely... If you're not looking at their face when they're answering you, I don't know if you're actually getting their real answer. I think the real answer is, yeah, that's a real picture. Like, no hesitation. They just told me it's a real picture. It's like, yeah, that's
I do not see like a 20th century dress. I don't see hair. I see nothing that he's claiming.
No, there's no regal
I see
anything.
A guy's shoulder.
Yeah, I see your fucking big gulp. With no straw. Hey, I like it. I like the no straw. I like a slurper. That is bold. Too. I slurp. Bro, that is fucking weird to say. Yeah. I can't believe this happened. Look at my reflection. What are you, a fucking dog?
Yeah. Who the fuck's in my house? All right. This person said, a strange voice came through my headphones while I was recording music. I've been trying to identify it. A few months ago, while recording music in my home studio in Paris, okay, brag.
Okay, we get it.
I suddenly started hearing what sounded like a man's voice coming through my studio headphones. It happened intermittently over 6 hours before disappearing completely, and I've never been able to reproduce it. I recorded it by holding my iPhone next to the headphones because I had no idea what was happening. I put together the short video simply to make the recording easier to follow. The recording itself is original and unprocessed. I'm only trying to understand what I'm hearing. The recording starts at 31 seconds and it's clearest around 141.
Is this a real recording?
Yeah, you definitely recorded that, bud.
I can see it. It says MP3.
Also, why is this in the you wouldn't download a car font?
Yeah.
What you're about to hear has not been artificially generated or altered.
Yeah, it is.
Oh, gotta add the creepy.
Oh, God, I hate the creepy. Cool no effects hat.
No effects. Love that. The voice came through my headphones and I was recording music in Ableton. To this day, I still don't know what it is or what the voice is actually saying. Pay close attention to 1603. I know, right?
1603. What are we talking about? Oh. It just sounds like interference. So it sounds like a number. You ever heard of number stations?
Yes, that's what I was thinking too.
Yeah. But it sounds like gibberish, like Paris language.
Yeah. Paris language.
I said that for real, damn it.
I gotta pause because this is where he says
I want to say that was a joke, but I said that for real. I'm really sorry. I'm sorry, Paris. You guys are nice. You gave us Gojira. You're really nice. I'm sorry. French.
Paris language.
Hey, I could edit that out, Chris. I'm not gonna. I might even clip that son bitch.
You can't.
But that sounds
you gotta
like
keep that.
So, like, first of all, also I kind of hate the fact that I think I would be friends with this guy.
Oh yeah.
Like we
Based
like
on
a
what
lot
he
of the
put
same
in his
stuff.
AI video.
He's got Melancholy right there. He's got The Offspring, one of my favorite Offspring things. I've been listening to a lot of Sublime. Missed him after you move out of Florida and you don't hear it like every fucking day.
Yeah.
You kind of go like, oh yeah, these guys are pretty good. And then obviously no effects, but this just sounds like a number station in Paris. Like it sounds like interference that you picked up.
Yeah.
In your fucking home studio in Paris.
Although it is like, if you're wearing wired headphones, I am a bit like, how did the interference get picked up?
Well, if he's got like, I don't know if this is an accurate depiction of his home setup, but he's got like
a ham radio to the left.
I don't think he has that, but even if you have like this, like an amplifier or like any kind of like input, or if he has got it's kind of like when you hold your phone near your was your phone sitting on your fucking interface, you dumbass.
Yeah. Oh, that's true.
But he was taking a picture. He was recording this with his phone. He did establish that. So
yeah.
But if you have, it's like the same idea. So like legitimately, there could be a frequency that's being picked up by his interface or one of his amps or something.
Whatever his headphones are plugged into, maybe.
Or his fucking Gibson guitar.
Yeah. It sounds like Swedish Chef.
Well, that's you're holding your phone. It's like me taking a video going, I don't know where this heavy breathing's coming from.
That's the ghost!
It's a number station. I hear a number station.
Yeah, that's kind of.
He's asking. Sorry for anybody just listening. He's asking, "What do you hear?"
Oops.
All right, here is.
I don't care about that.
Okay. Hey, how nice is
read the
premium,
comments,
by the way?
Yeah.
Right.
Please don't read the comments before listening all the way through. Headphones are basically EM receivers and microphones with long wires attached. Any speakers with a long wire can pick up stray radio signals. Nailed it, Pat. I can't believe that the same guy who called it Paris language nailed the audio engineering.
Chris, a broken clock is right how many times?
76.
76 times a day.
Ham radio operator here. This is a ham amateur radio operator operating in a radio contest, making contact with other stations around the world.
Damn, they type
in
like
a
that
mode
too?
called single side band. Your headphones are kind of demodulating the signal that's likely being picked up by the cord end, being amplified by an amplifier, what your headphones are plugged into. Likely the operator is a few hundred feet of your location, calling CQ contest, then giving his call sign, which to me sounds like N4ETG, November 4 Echo Tango Germany. Very clearly heard in the recording. Having said that, the prefix, which generally gives the location of the station, could be something in Europe. Oh man, I just got a huge cold draft right next to me. Nice. That was creepy.
There's big ghost coming to get you.
Yeah. So you nailed it, bud.
Nice.
Absolutely rocked that one.
That kind of that's what that anytime I hear that, it sounds super scary, but it's also like the same thing as like a music box of it's actually going to be something that's really lame. Yeah. It's going to be something that is cool, but also
it definitely
ultimately
sounds creepy.
Yeah, and it sounds creepy, but it's not like an EVP or something that, of a dog barking.
Yeah. I think that's everything.
Hell yeah. Uh-oh, we might get to your porn. Careful.
Don't go too deep.
No, I think so. I think that's I really appreciate you cultivating the list of videos like that. I appreciate that, brother.
Thank you. I like just going to see what's been posted recently.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what. Also, a lot of mentally unwell people posting in paranormal subreddits, and I was not. Yeah, right. Who would have thought? I was not comfortable pulling any of those things. But there's one person who essentially said that they've been having sex with a demon against their will, and their proof was pictures of hoof prints on their sheets, which was pretty. I mean, it definitely
Okay,
looks
again,
like
in the
hoof prints
category of crazy if true.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know?
Absolutely. Yeah.
I mean, the best you can really give that is a lot of times you just go like, I'm not going to say that's not a hoof print.
Yeah. Yeah. That's kind of how I felt after looking at it. I read the person's story and I'm like, oh man, I hope they're getting like mental health help.
Yeah.
And then I saw the pictures and I was like, kind of look like
I think
hooves.
you're fucking a demon. Maybe a pig. But I think there's a weird thing that like I got into so first of all, speaking of nailing it, I'm on a roll now because
Yeah.
we went to see the Odyssey and Dom and I we were talking about it, and you're familiar, you're a history guy, obviously.
Yeah.
You're familiar with it.
Yeah.
And
I think My Brother Where Art Thou is the best telling of the Odyssey.
that's really nice to know that there's other. Is there another version of the Iliad besides Troy? Because like I didn't really like it, and I also thought like you have to. I feel like if, in my opinion, if you're telling these stories, you have to include the gods, because like you have to have that little bit of, and it's the best way that like I remember saying. One of my like the things I said was like how rooted in like reality it was and shit.
Yeah.
And that's what he was like. He was interviewed. Christopher Nolan was interviewed like on the Daily Show saying like that's part of it. Like he wanted it to be practical. He did a lot of the stuff practically. Like the process was so interesting to like film a whole day for IMAX.
Yeah.
Send out the daily stuff. Have it digitized so he could like just like reference it to see if they needed to do reshoots or anything else. They were ahead of schedule and under budget, which is
That's insane.
Crazy.
Yeah, that is
And
bananas.
made a crazy story, but like you have to have these elements. You still need to keep the supernatural like aura
Parts of it. Yeah.
about it. Yeah, to say like whether it's a representation, an analogy or something else, it's still representative of the struggle that you actually are going through. And I thought like it was really interesting because I said it in the theater sitting next to Dominique as soon as like when the credits were rolling. I was like, this feels so much like very similar to Oppenheimer in the sense that like he's really in his era of making movies about like incredibly talented geniuses that are burdened by their genius.
Yeah.
They're like people that are punished by their achievements because of like how successful. So like Odysseus, like came up with the idea to end essentially a siege of being like stuck on the beach.
Yeah.
And also, so like for as much as like me nailing the analogy about that of like saying like the correlation between Oppenheimer and Odysseus of like you figured out this really incredible way to like, but you also, in the sense, you deceive the god. That's why you can't take the gods out of the Odyssey, because the whole story is him deceiving Zeus's law to deceive somebody with a gift in the name of the gods, kind of thing. And then like, but like it ended the thing. But knowing anything about the Iliad, it's a completely senseless war, and why so many people hated. I can't say his fucking name. I've been saying it, so I can't say it. So I've been going, I'm a ding dong. Oh, I'm a ding dong. I'm a ding dong ding dong. So, but they hate that guy.
Yeah,
and rightfully so, because it's like just a pointless thing. But like the gods being a part of that are like my whole like. We can talk about that. Like, I want people to watch it. You should definitely go see it in theaters if you can. The Odyssey, but like,
I give ding dong.
I'm a ding dong. I'm a ding dong. That will go like we'll be talking about it, and I'll like be making this really poignant point about like, yeah, it could be like it's like him, like I said like I think the worlds that he ends up getting stranded on are kind of like representative of the stages of grief that he's dealing with coming back before coming, to deal with his family and all this other stuff. And like the fact that he didn't even like the general. And she's like, who? And I was like, I'm a ding dong.
It's funny because you said it so poorly that I was like, how do you say it?
Can you
I
say
had
it?
to like
Can you say it?
Agamemnon.
Yeah, that's what I said. What did you say? I'm a ding dong. Okay, say it slow.
Aga
Aga.
mem,
Mem. Like your memmy.
like my mem,
Mem. Aga
and
mem.
then nam, like Vietnam War.
Aga mem. Hold on now. Aga
Agamemnon.
Aga. I'm gonna write it down. Aga mem non.
Yeah, like the bread.
Like NANN? Like
It's
double A?
it's spelled NON, but it's pronounced like the bread.
Got it. Agamemnon.
Agamemnon.
Yes. I think so. I go through my really poignant thoughts of like how I'm like, oh, this is an incredible story of like dealing with being really good at your job and like suffering for being really good at your job. Mm-hmm. Like he is like stuck on this beach for 10 years, wants to get off this beach, so he thinks of this really clever, interesting way to get into these impenetrable walls.
Yeah.
To like, but then like it's just a really interesting. I would love to cover it, but I really don't want to talk about it. If like, I want to make sure like people get the chance to see it. I don't want to 3,000-year-old spoiler alerts.
Yeah.
But my point is, in the whole universe, like there's Achilles with the Iliad. There's like, again, they talk about Zeus, Poseidon, blah blah blah, all these other gods and all these things. I wonder. This is my subject. Okay, this is something you're about to cream in your jeans. Get a towel, Chris.
I'm edging.
Get a
so
fucking
excited.
towel, Chris, because
It's gonna be messy.
Also, Dom told me this is what most of her books are about, so I think I'm gonna get my bone jumped after this one.
Yeah.
But the Odyssey, right? I think it happened because I went through this weird thing where I go, because I said like, after every time you see a movie, I go, it's really, except for Oppenheimer, I did know that happened. When I go like, does it really happen?
I love the thought of you at the end of Toy Story 5 looking over at Tom and being like,
and that happened, right? I mean, not like that. They changed the names and everything, but this has happened. Most animated ones I think I know, except for Mulan. Mulan, I was like, wait, that happened or did that not happen? And like there was dragons and she had a pet dragon. Okay, that was fake. Well, you gotta, you're gonna tell me Pocahontas happened, but not like that. Well, then tell me how. Okay, don't tell me how it happened. So, but with this, I go like, it could have been, and these are my like theories, and I want to, and we can discuss these. Like, we can just figure out which one of these you think it is. Was it alternate dimensions? Was it like something similar to like the Odyssey did technically happen? Maybe again, not exactly like this happened, but like they keep talking about a minotaur in Greek mythology. They talk about like, again, is that not a cryptid from the back in the days? Do you know what I'm saying? A cyclops is is it the Nephilim or the giant the giant race, right? The giant race of
Nephilim,
aliens?
which fucked depending on the religion, are angels that fucked humans.
Right. So like,
and had the Nephilim.
There wasn't a genetically fucked up one that they banished to a cave or something like that. There's these characters and these beings and these things are consistent throughout this whole storytelling world, and in kind of representative in all storytelling in all history in one way or another. And there's weird hieroglyphs and weird things. Could it be that this really did kind of happen? These are actually real stories that somebody did experience, either in another, a dimension or something. Was it alien intervention, where like the gods aliens? Yeah. And, that's like the ancient alien theory, obviously. Or did we never lose the relationship to the aliens or to the gods? And we ended up kind of, the majority of people got screwed, and only a certain group of people still have access to communicate with the gods. And they still give sacrifices. They still do all that other stuff. It's similar to, have you ever seen the movie Cabin in the Woods?
Yeah.
Huge spoiler.
Yeah.
I won't go into detail, but you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, for sure.
It's like similar to that. Like the elites, whether it's not necessarily the government, it's not necessarily Israel. Sorry, guys that look like me. But sorry to tell you, I don't think it's like something as similar as simple as we control the media, we control the money supply. It's not something like that. There's a group of people. Maybe it's the Bohemian Grove shit that Alex Jones was talking about, that like practice rituals to eventually do like real sacrifice to actual gods. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, because that's always consistent, and all this shit is like sacrifice, fucking cutting fucking heads off and dicks off and all this other shit. Like, what are you doing? You know what I mean?
And that's one of the things that is universal across religions, right? Like, even in Christianity, right? Like, God was like, Abraham, you need to sacrifice your son, and then he was like, pranked you, just cut the tip of his penis off.
Right. Yeah.
And then
I guess it's better.
but then did also sacrifice his son, Jesus, in order for the salvation of all mankind.
Yeah.
Every religion has sacrificed to some extent, for sure. Which I think is a very interesting thing, like when you look at it from that perspective. But it's also like, for me, that's what kind of like blew the lid off of some of that stuff, is when you look at how many similarities there are, like how much is borrowed from past stories in every religion. Like, like every most recent one borrows from something that came before it.
Right. Well, even the Odyssey, apparently, like I discovered, like Homer wrote it 3,000 years ago or whatever, but like even it was a thing. It was a story that had been told 400 years up until that point.
Yeah.
That, like, somebody referred to it. I love this definite. I wish I could remember who said this, but one of the things I watched was like, essentially it was like the first blockbuster ever. And I really like that analogy, because it was like, because Dom and I were talking about like, some of these questions aren't for Christopher Nolan. They are for Homer. They should be like your intent of like, what was it? Are you saying he actually did experience a real six-headed fucking thing? Or are you saying that, like, because like that's the coolest thing, is finding out what is actually factually accurate, these sites that did exist and the things that really did exist that were talked about, that could have been, talked about. But Homer was telling the story that had been told 400 years up to that point. So he's
the first to write it down. Yeah, he's the first to write it down. It was an oral story. It was a
Chris, you don't even know what you just said, man. I might edit that out, because you look like a real dummy.
The Minotaur's getting sucked sideways.
That's how you talk Paris language, is orally.
But I think so. My genuine thought on a lot of religion, and I think it's why we don't have as many newer faiths, right? Like Mormonism is probably the newest. As people were more and more able to access other people, development of religion continuously got smaller and smaller.
Yeah.
And I think that a lot of this stuff, like the embellishment, the stories, stuff like that, is genuinely just like the kid in high school that lied about everything.
Yeah.
Like I think
it's
that
the
a
boy
lot
who
of
cried, whatever. Yeah.
I think a lot of the Iliad and the Odyssey has factual stuff in it. But I think the story of like Achilles was just like a guy who was a really good soldier.
Yeah.
Like it would be like the fucking American Sniper, whatever the guy that movie was about. It was like like the modern equivalent, Chris Kyle.
Yeah.
The modern equivalent would be like, oh, he got dipped head first into a magical river, and now he can shoot minorities from.
He could shoot any color brown person. Anywhere,
from miles
from any
and miles
distance.
away.
He had eagle eyes and a steady hand.
Like it's one of those things where it's just like, I think I think Achilles existed and was an incredible warrior, and they were just like, "Fuck, man, this guy's got to be like a
Yeah.
child of God or something." Like it's insane how talented he is.
Well,
And then died. Like
and-
then he just lost.
And that's the thing is like people like Dom was saying like it's as silly to say like if you believe in religion, like for you not to believe any of this stuff would be silly to say like a six-handed creature, the a fucking giants or whatever, any of this other shit.
Well, and there's even giants in the Bible.
Right.
They talk about the giants, you know.
Yeah,
And
there's some crossover. Yeah.
yeah, there's for sure crossover event of the century. You know what I mean?
And that's what I'm saying. It's like it's a nearly 4,000-year-old story. First of all, that's incredible. Just the fact that you're like, it's because we always kind of joke about like Star Wars being like it's the Bible. You're retelling the Bible over and over again. You're telling stories and characters. All these people are just like there's like core storytelling, and when you find out like there's like this richness of storytelling this far back, because that's really all you had. You really only had storytelling and everything like that. But like, so I don't think you have to like make it too much more interesting in the sense that unless you're just reference like there's got to be some, because I think it was you that was talking about there's dragons that are in records all over the world. Like
There is, and there are similarities. Like if you look at like Quetzalcoatl and a Chinese dragon, they look identical. They're exactly the same.
So like
They're like flying sky serpents with colorful feathers. They're orange and green or red and green. Like they look identical.
And like something as simple as like, so whether it be whether it's a closeness to a dimension, like a door closing, Dom used the reference of like a veil, kind of like the veil between this and that. Like we could have been in a more magical time 4,000 years ago, and we're getting further and further from it. We're kept further and further. I think my conspiracy part of it, my conspiracy bone is acting up, and I'm getting a little tingle down here. It says that maybe we're kept from that enlightenment, and disclosure is, again, in the sense, a reintroduction to the gods. There are gods that live in the ocean. There are gods that live in the sky. There are gods that come from the sun. There are, you know what I mean? Like, and they just essentially kind of, they maybe have all, I'm going as close to aliens as I can.
Yeah.
Because if I'm rooting any of this in like legitimate, because like if you're going to say, yes, maybe not everything in the Bible happened. There has been a great flood.
Yeah,
there have been, these sites exist, and they seem to hold some kind of significance, at least at some point in history. So, I'm not saying the Bible is the thing. It was just the thing. It was the initial reset. 4,000 years ago, somebody continued to tell stories or anything, and like. The Christopher Nolan thing, the visuals that he attached to the feeling and like the soundtrack, to me the soundtrack was crazy.
Yeah.
Because like there was things that he didn't focus on in the story of the Odyssey that like were it did it, like some people are going like, oh, you should have done that or whatever, at least what I saw in the interviews and shit. But I think you get so much from what is already there. It's so dense with like analogy, like literal feeling and like emotion and shit, but like also like the significance and like the unraveling you get to do. It's not like annoying like in Inception.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And like he really. Oh, also, you got to watch this Daily Show thing because he also talks about the creator's intent. And also leaving things specifically ambiguous, because it's a very clear thing that he's like, oh, no, I know what I intended, but I
Yeah.
leave things specifically ambiguous. He's like, I have to know. And I go, yes. I was like, yes, King. Because I never forget about that fucking Freddy Krueger debate, and I'll never let go. I still am waiting for my apology. Because it is the creator. If it's a fictionalized character. So I'm not sure if Odysseus himself existed, or if that's just a representation of a person, of a story, like you said, like Achilles is who. There's an Achilles on every team. You know what I mean? There's like you were saying, like he is just a really, really strong soldier, or he could have been a really well-known guy that ended up dying because of his vanity or whatever it may be, or anything like that people continue to tell stories of, but like. They all seem like cautionary tales, or they all seem like
There's
like,
always a lesson.
and like the Odyssey has like filled with lessons, but it's always like this like relentless, over like arching like lesson that you're just learning to like cope, learn to cope, learn to cope. Yeah. You fucking idiot, learn to cope. And it's just like beating you into it. That like the analogies are great, but also. To me, I'm like watching this and I'm going like, I don't know, like, yeah, it's like maybe this stuff could have happened. Maybe it was the emotional equivalent of what these trials and tribulations like are represented in a monster, a fucking giant, a cyclops, whatever it may be. But like, it's also the lessons that you learn at each part of it. And like the kind of acknowledgement that like it seems like maybe the Bible might be either added to it. I don't know. like maybe Homer's just like a fucking like a made up guy. That's the thing is like did Homer ever actually exist?
Yeah.
Or was he the first fucking agent of fucking what's it called? What's it called when they disinformation?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like he's like the guy that's like, yeah, this is how it happened, and this is exactly, yeah, this is what it was. Actor. He was like the first author of the Bible. Now they're like, no, now it's written by God.
Yeah,
I don't know, but like the overall like interesting thing to me was like, hey, why not say that it could have happened? It could have been. Do you think it's the gods thing, or do you think it's like aliens? Do you think it's?
That's tough to say. I think if I'm ranking them, I think it's just a story is the most likely.
Of course.
And then I think aliens. Mm-hmm. And then I would put the Greek pantheon actually exists.
Yeah.
Like third. And that's just because like I don't know, man, because if that was real, then all the others were real, and that's just so many gods and too many cooks. You know what I mean? And like, how did everything kind of turn out the same, pretty much?
Yeah.
Despite there being so many fingers and so many pots. You know what I mean?
I think. Well, that's why I like the curveball every once in a while, where they're like, yeah, there's a bunch of humans that are just hanging out, and also like this person was like a demigod. Well, what does that mean? Well, that means somebody fucked a god. And you're like,
yeah.
What do you mean? Wait, what?
They just accepted it back then.
I love that that's why I feel like the Bible feels like a rebranding of the Odyssey, where there's like, what if we towed this down a lot? You know what I mean? Like, first of all, yeah, he's the son of God. Or they're like, okay, so which god does he fuck? They're like, first of all, there's one God, and nobody's fucking anybody. It's a virgin.
Simplify it. We got to simplify this story. People can't follow it.
Yeah. Well, get to like they respect God because of the Immaculate Conception.
I do actually. I think that is a very interesting part of the theory, right? In the same way that like people talk about media getting dumbed down now, and everything is just a remake of something that already exists.
I think this
essentially being that where they were like this story's way too convoluted, people can't follow it, let's boil it down to its primary goals.
That's why they do like Old Testament, New Testament,
But then I was gonna say, but then you got all that stuff in the Old Testament, like numbers and that stuff, where it's just like people's names and their children for like 100 pages.
I'm not saying there's not filler. You know what I mean?
They got to hit their runtime.
They ask multiple people to write books. Like they're gonna get different opinions. It's like don't you hate it? Like, you know, again, back to Christopher Nolan. You know what I mean? Like they go Dark Knight Rises, but who did the first one? Did Christopher Nolan do all three?
Yeah, he did all three.
Oh, really?
Yeah, yeah.
I really didn't like the first one.
That's funny.
That's on me though. Sorry about that, Chris. No, I just think that I like when he does like a very introspective and dense, like storytelling, lesson learny kind of like story. But this one already existing was really cool because I had a lot of stuff to be able to reference, at least after the fact. Because I just wanted to kind of like, I know I saw I don't know if it was the original. I saw a version of this as a kid. I remember the Odyssey.
Yeah.
And being like, liking it more than I thought I would. So like,
it's a great story.
It's incredible. And that's what I'm saying is like, the Bible's a great story. Like certain, like obviously again, there's filler, there's bullshit. But for the most part, it's like, it's a really weird, cool story. That's why Star Wars is so compelling and so many Harry Potter, so many other stories after a while where you're like, broad view, it's your kind of retelling of this story. And this one is so, I don't know, it's just so interesting. It's really, and it's spans such a long time.
So something I just looked up that I think is interesting to me, at least, because I was just like, I think this might be the case. The Old Testament and the Odyssey were written at around the same time.
Really?
Yeah.
That's fucking, you know what I mean? He's like, really? You're going to do fucking 600? Come on, man. Burning Bush. That's where
the Odyssey. The Odyssey was written like in between the 7th and 8th century, like in BCE.
Damn.
So
Homer almost fucking nailed I said, why? Because that's what I said to Dom. I said, why don't people follow this? Why isn't this a this could? And it's so funny that I happened to ask that, because if they are written around the same time, you go like, well, I mean, obviously people were following God before that, right? Or no? Yeah. Was it singular God then? If he's writing the Old Testament at that point?
Well, the Jewish that's
by the way, at that point they were just calling it Testament.
Yeah, the Testament.
They were just calling it the Testament, but yeah.
But that is like what Judaism, Islam, if you really want to get sticky about it. Here we go. They're all,
we're not drawing anybody to shell out.
But yeah, so that was written, the Odyssey was written like 900 to 800 BCE, and then the first books of the Old Testament were written around 800, 700 BC. So like not at the exact same time, but 100 years is not a ton of time.
Snatched up a lot of Christians, bro. Like we're living real time at that time, I would have been like, the Bible would have been like, this is pretty, I mean, it's pretty bloody. I like that. You know what I mean? But I'm like, I could buy into this. And then you give me the Odyssey, I'm going to go, what are you selling, buddy? What do you got? Do you take a collection?
I think one of the reasons why the Greek pantheon didn't stick as a religion is because
all that olive oil.
It's non-stick, baby.
They're so slippery.
They're all greased up.
Yeah. I'm sorry. I couldn't afford that when you said didn't stick. I was like, because it's olive oil, obviously.
Yeah.
Feta cheese?
No. I'm glad you did it. I'm glad that was worth it. I'm glad it was one of those ones where I felt like I teed it up for you. It's
a late night record. You know what I mean?
But I honestly think it didn't stand the test of time because of people's skepticism.
They didn't believe in the 6-headed guy.
I think people are like, I've never seen a Cyclops. There can't be Cyclopses. I've never seen a Minotaur. There can't be Minotaurs. I've never seen a 6-eyed Jim. There can't be 6-eyed Jims.
He exists. I've never seen.
I think I saw one today. But I think that like over time, right, the religions that fall off for the most part are the ones that have the most, not to disrespect, but like silly or narrative books,
Yeah.
right? Like
Yeah. It was like
Buddhism
just
is
too much.
yeah, Buddhism is just like one guy who learned how to defeat suffering, right? Hindu is the closest you have to like the Greek pantheon, like multiple gods, they all have stories, all that stuff.
They got guys with like arms and stuff.
Yeah.
Like multiple. Not just two.
And elephant heads and stuff. Yeah.
They got the elephant I got
And
too.
blue people. All
Hold on a minute.
they
Hold
got
on a
Avatar.
second. People take the elephant head, but they don't take the bull head.
Yeah. Well, it's because
bullshit.
it's because it's a god. It's not just a dude.
He wasn't
It's not just
just
a
a
guy you
bastard.
can go over to his house and like play cards with or something.
He wasn't just a bastard you fed
It's not
humans
some
to
guy
in a
who's
maze.
yeah. It's not some guy who's just fucking that dude in that r/paranormal post I read earlier.
Yeah, bro. I'm telling you. Like,
Crazy guy's just fucking a minotaur.
look, okay, so look, there might be a correlation here because that person, and maybe they're into the whole Minotaur story. I heard that whole weird thing where they're like,
Yeah.
like Zeus blesses this guy with a fucking beautiful bull, and they're like, he's like, okay, so but you're gonna give that right back, right? You're
Yeah.
gonna sacrifice that right back to me. And he's like, yeah, totally. And he's like, I don't know, I really like this bull. And then he kills another bull, and then Zeus is like, oh, cool. Now your wife loves that bull. She wants to fuck that bull, and guess what? She does. Like
Yeah.
I'm like that. I mean, if there's not a more pat religion, like
Yeah. Yeah.
why
'Cause
would
Zeus
you never?
is so
I would-
petty.
Zeus is the pettiest god. I
Yeah.
want a petty god. I don't. You know what I mean? I don't
Yeah.
want a vengeful god, and I don't want to. I wouldn't mind a forgiving god if he's like, look, you cut that animal's fucking head off. Cool, we're good. And that's what I'm saying. Like, it's simple.
Yeah.
Like, it's not a confession. Like,
Easy
you
to
gotta,
please.
yeah, you got to give me some sheep, bruh. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
but like if it's a matter of him going like, oh, cool. So that doesn't look like the bull that I gave you. So I get, oh, there he is over there, fucking your wife. coming in your wife.
Check
your
that
out. Your wife giving birth to pretty much most of him. You know what I mean? He's got a bull
Pretty
head
sick,
and,
right?
and a tail. Yeah, you like that? Oh, that's really cool. Cool. That's not gonna change anyway. And then the guy, instead of, I don't know why you can't just kill him, but eat him. You know what I mean? I don't know.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, it's still my boy.
Yeah. He's the dad that stepped up.
So he just. He's the guy that stepped up and built that maze. He goes like, "All right, well, I'll feed you Christians and stuff." It's such a like that's a way better religion. If that was religion, I'm telling you, you got me. And
Yeah.
there might be a parallel universe where this is actually going on, and I want to go there.
Yeah.
I want to go there.
Well, it's interesting because I think that's why Catholicism fell out for so long and is now on a recovery. I don't think it's the kid diddling.
No.
I genuinely think.
Trust me.
Catholicism,
Look at the Epstein list. It's still red hot.
It was the ritual. The ritual of Catholicism. People were like, "This is too weird."
They're
Like, it happened
crackers
for a
and
really long
wine
time.
again.
And they only speak in Latin. Like
Yeah.
they got rid of that because the church was dying. And then as soon as they got rid of that, people started going back to the Catholic Church.
Yeah, I mean,
So I think that's the only reason. I truly think that's the reason why Christianity won out the most, more than anything else. I don't think it's the fact that it's the right one. I think it's just the most grounded.
yeah.
Like it's so much like putting yourself in a person who has religious beliefs, right? It is easier to believe that there is a guy who created everything and then sacrificed his son so we could all be forgiven of the original sin, which was pride.
Got it.
Like pride is the root of all evil. A lot of people think money, but
Don't tell, don't tell gay people.
No.
We don't
That's
believe
actually-
that. We're
you know,
not,
actually,
we're
that's-
not a part of that.
that's
guys.
the only thing that keeps him out of heaven. God doesn't care that much about butt sex.
Yeah, he's just
just
it's
like-
all the pride, guys. Stop being proud.
Proud boys, you're also going to hell. Sorry, racists.
Yeah,
You're
God's-
out of there.
God's
You
bumper,
think you're
he's
going
got
to
a
heaven, you proud boys?
His
Nope.
sticker that says "Love is love." You know, it's just about how cocky you are about it. And then
But-
the more you want to be accepted,
Yeah. But no, I think it is just I think Christianity won out and convinced the most people because it is the most grounded. I mean, that's also why the Pope, like, Catholicism got rid of the Pope communicates with God because no one believed it.
Right.
So they stopped saying that he is the hand of God.
But get this, right? You just brought up that point, and that makes me think of, like, where do you think they got the idea to cut off our fucking access to the gods? The fucking Bible, dude. They're just like,
Well,
neither one of them, maybe neither one of them technically happened, but still gods exist. All this other shit, you know what I mean?
Do you know the story in the Bible why you can't communicate with God anymore?
Why? What happened?
There's
What'd I
a
do?
there not
was
you,
something I
just
did.
we can't do it as a people because one guy abused his power.
Which
One guy went into the temple just one too many times and was like, God, excuse me.
I know the impression you did. I know what it was. What else popped off around that time? Did they take care of somebody's son at that time?
Oh God, excuse me. Could I just, just the parking?
But that's why, like, in Judaism, God's name is Yahweh, YHWH, and it is because the story is that if you spoke his real name, it summons him, and you will be able to communicate with him. So the rabbis
Wait, how many times you gotta say it? Just once?
just
It's not
once.
like- it's
it's
not
not
like
like
a Bloody
Beetlejuice.
Mary?
You say it one time, and he's like, "Oh my!" He's like doing the dishes in heaven. He's like
like,
washing his
"Stop.
plates, and the
saying
guy's like, Yahweh, and he's like, God dang it!
It's like another fucking
dang it."
podcast.
But yeah, so the rabbis, so that people couldn't abuse the power, because they were going into the temple on the mount, they would say his name, he would show up, they would talk to him, get help, advice, whatever they needed, and they'd be like, all right, see ya, and he'd go back to heaven. And then it got abused so much that the rabbis were like, we're cutting you off. You can't talk to him anymore. So they removed vowels from his name.
God got an agent.
Yeah, essentially.
He
a
rebranded.
handful.
He rebranded and got an agent.
Yeah. But that, so like you talking about like getting cut off from the gods, like actually Old Testament, that is the story. Like in rabbinical texts, that is why humans can't, that is why we can pray to God and he may hear our prayers, but that is why we can't actually have a conversation with him anymore because it was revoked.
Do you think, like the Vatican City thing, that's where they do the exchanges or the sacrifices? That's why they have to have like the whole perimeter kind of like corded off, essentially.
I think that there's a point in time. I don't think they do it anymore.
I'm just going for the fact that you're 100% bought into my story, and now now we're mapping it out.
I do think that there was a point in time where Catholicism was sacrificing people
Oh yeah,
or things to God. And I think that is why the Vatican is protected now. But again, I think because of the weirdness of Catholicism, they stepped away at some point from the sacrificing.
yeah. I'm sure they were like, well, we can't do that all the time. That's real Odyssey shit. Do you think there was that kind of shit too? There's like a beef because it was like so close that they were just like, that's Odyssey shit.
Yeah, that's what the Greeks do.
That's what Homer would do. You're being a real Homer right now.
Oh,
Dumbass. Yeah, I think it's like a thing that like it's like a lot of Bible stories and shit like that where I'm like I'm so familiar with these and I'm like it's cool to see the cinematic retellings but this seems like such a perfect story and I was really excited to see. Like, Dom was super excited that it was coming out. She's like, you probably don't care. And I was like, this is, like, borderline with me, where it's, like, with, like, the mythological, or, like, Medusa and shit. What's the one with Medusa and...
it's part of the Odyssey, but that's, like, the movie you're thinking of is probably Attack of the Titans.
Most like... No,
which follows Odysseus.
I think, yeah, stuff like that, where I'm like, that kind of stuff is, like, because it's so similar to, like, cryptids and stuff, and I'm like... My theory going with like the Bigfoot and like other cryptids and aliens and
Biohacking,
ghosts and shadow people, all this other stuff. I'm like, it's either some kind of manipulation or some kind of simulation shit that could have possibly like people were way easier to fool back then.
Yeah.
Well, people were equally as easy to fool back then.
Yeah. Well, communication was harder, so you didn't have to fool a billion people. You had to fool 10 people.
You had to fool Ithaca, which, by the way, Ithaca is like you call that place and you say how magical. And I'm just thinking about Ithaca. Like, It's nice, I guess. I mean,
It's weird how much New York and New Jersey just love those Greek city names. Ithaca, Sparta, Syracuse, like
yeah.
all of them.
I really would. This kind of shit tells me like when you're like it's this old, it goes back this far. It's a story that was already told this long, and you're like, man, I really, really want to like. I'm sure it sucks, but I really want to hear like the first like completed story that was like a hit. You know what I mean? Like that.
See, I disagree. I think it was probably incredible because they had nothing else to do. And there was one guy in every city whose job it was to be the storyteller and to coach other people on how to act out the story.
Yeah.
And that was the only entertainment they had, and that was that guy's only job.
So it was almost like
I think if you go back then, I think it was probably like it's like Shakespeare is another great example, right? Of like there's no denying every story that Shakespeare has wrote, even if it was multiple people, every story's great, and it's hundreds of years old. Yeah. And I think back when it was just, get ready to giggle, Pat, oral tales.
You did it again. You don't even hear
I think back when that was the only way to tell a story.
Yeah.
I think the stories were even better.
Oh, because they had to. It was essentially like voice acting over like regular acting.
Yeah.
Like you don't get the benefit of being able to emote with your face, so you have to like add that much more. But like if you're not even amplified, you're literally in an amphitheater because that is built to help amplify your voice.
Yeah.
You still have to project to the back row because like that's. And you have to emote. You have to like convey that feeling throughout.
You have to be entertaining.
Yeah.
Like it's the equivalent of imagine if you every day for your entire life did 30 minutes of comedy.
That'd be great.
Right?
Am I getting paid?
It would be amazing. Absolutely.
What's the do I get like a meal or
Yeah, you actually get 2 beer chips, and you can get anything from the finger menu.
Okay. I think we got a deal. Okay.
but like putting it in that same way, like if and put into perspective, you're the only person who can do it.
Yeah.
There isn't another comedian.
Yeah.
There's just not, right? So like you're the only person entertaining people for 30 minutes a day, every day for your entire life.
Yeah.
You're going to become George Carlin. Like you're going to tell the best jokes anyone has ever heard because you're telling the only jokes anybody ever heard.
Yeah.
But I think if we're time traveling, right, there's parts of it that you're like, oh man, Snoozeville.
Yeah.
But I think if you're actually like, if you existed at that time, I think it's the best storytelling you could possibly ever hear. And I do think that it would still beat some storytelling you hear today.
Oh, yeah. I'm sure. Yeah. I'm sure that experience would be because the audience also being like, holy shit, like that. It would be like going to like a wrestling show.
Yeah.
Like you know you get the beats pretty quick of like what you're supposed to do.
This is awesome.
And you're like, oh, yeah, I got it. You're in on the second round automatically.
Yeah. Odysseus is fighting the Cyclops, and the audience is just like, fight forever. Fight forever.
It's like looking up.
Yeah.
That would be so funny if it was somehow like it would be hilarious to go like a time machine.
Yeah.
Again, not stopping any assassinations. I'm not saying I'm not going to end up affecting history, but I'm going to go back to Homer's time.
Yeah, and
I'm
teach him about Macho Man Randy Savage.
Yeah.
You're going to shove the Macho Man voice. And then through all of history, you're going to be like, the Cyclops wore a cowboy hat. No one knows why.
Bro, it's going to be a weird thing where I'm going to teach him like how to like flick bottle caps, and it's going to like end up like Oppenheimer never happened, or you know what I mean? But like, I think in general, like go to his time, find out like, okay, well, who like try to like trace it literally back to like going back to when it actually started and actually figuring out like it was a guy just going like, oh my God, is that a fucking Cyclops? And you're just like, oh my God.
Yeah.
like that would be incredibly like it would be incredible, but it's also like when like sailors used to see like mermaids in their what was it?
Sirens.
No, they would see manatees and think that those were mermaids, or like seals, or like walruses or something like that. And they're like,
dugong.
Jesus Christ, like how desperate are you, brother? Like you're like a dick, buddy. But it's like, but it's also like I would go. It could be a lot of times just misjudgments, embellishments, things over time that like got mistaken as like actual history, whatever. There's so many things that what I would love most is like to be able to go back in time and like figure out what actually happened. Like we've talked about so much times about like when you die, just like it's a thing to be like, it's going to be weird to like finally know what happens. Yeah. But it's also kind of exciting. I'm not excited to die. I don't want to die. I'm just saying it is kind of exciting to know like, oh shit, I think there's going to be a little bit of like, oh shit, I'm about to find out. Like, that I hope I at least am afforded that luxury, and it's not a fear in the same sense of like going back in time. I have that hesitation of like finding out like what it actually was like, what it actually smelled like, what it actually, you know what I mean? Like a lot of times where, they say history is written by the victors, blah, blah, blah. But it's like, I don't know. And also sometimes like the best version of the story is sometimes what keeps going, you know? Yeah. Like it doesn't necessarily mean it's true, not true, whatever, what's not true. But I would love to find out, because I think it's just as believable, if not way more fun than the Bible.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. I think it would definitely be interesting to know, and I think I similarly getting the chance to time travel. Yeah, that's the priority for me. It's like
I won't ruin anything. I just want to.
Yeah, I just want to. It would be amazing to go back and hear someone tell the story of the Odyssey.
Oh yeah, I mean that's,
you know what I mean. Like I'm gonna sit in the amphitheater for 5 hours on a concrete bench. I'm gonna have the biggest fucking hemorrhoid on the planet afterwards.
They're looking at you. They're like, you must be rich.
Whoa. Yeah. Did you ever? It's funny. That just hit me. Do you think they had do you think their buttholes were real fucked up back then? Sitting on stone and concrete all the time? Like,
that's what I wanted to see, is like the first ever fucking hemorrhoid pillow. Yeah. When like they show like the turlets and shit, like where they're like they all used to sit next to each other and just shit right here. But then you can still see the shit, what's going on. You're like, I don't know, man. That sounds right to me. That's what I want to do.
Yeah.
I think that they definitely didn't have. No, I bet they were advanced in that sense, like where they either had like super flat asses or super fat asses to like help compensate for that. Yeah, I would love to go sit next to you in that same screening of the Odyssey or whatever the telling of the Odyssey. Yeah, and spoil
it. Just lean over to the Greek guy next to you who never heard it before.
Hey. Bet me 5, whatever money we have right now. Bet me 5 that he's about to lose 6 men. What? Just make that face like, I don't know. Pay up, dumbass.
Suddenly the story of the Odyssey changes to the Oracle of the Pat-Fi.
Yeah. Like, this guy, hey, by the way,
he smoked Homer, from a wand.
Great story. But he knew everything you were going to say, like right before you were going to say it. How did you do that? Did you write this? Like, Homer, did you steal? Like, that's going to be the first ever like plagiarism bullshit ever. Like,
no, I think they would have made you an oracle. I think you would have been. I think you would have gotten like a special house up on the hill, and people would have come to you to ask questions. Yeah, and you were going to hit your pen and then answer.
He's had this magic wand within his hand.
He held to his lips, and then gave us.
And he gave a mighty hack. They'd say, most of the time, yeah, I don't know. That would be most of my visions. I'm not getting anything on this one. What are sheep? What do you mean? You sheep? The what? I don't know about
You
sheep.
guys, it's crazy, you guys. I can't tell you anything that's going to happen between now and the year 2010,
No.
but I can tell you a lot that happens in 2010 and after.
Let me tell you. 2008?
I can.
You want
I
to talk
can
about
see into the
2008
future.
metalcore? Yeah.
I can see into the future, but the way future.
Like the super. Like, do you want to know anything about September 11th?
Dude, oh my God.
What's
Actually,
September 11th? Oh my God. You want to hear a telling? Brother, I'm going to write the bet. Like, they're going to call it the Better Odyssey, and it's just going to be me talking about September 11th.
Pat, I just had a vision of us just doing a sketch or a short film of like you time traveling to watch the Odyssey, becoming an oracle, and then every oracle we've had after that was just like ripping you off. Like Nostradamus is like sitting there reading like the first book of Pat, and you're like so Mark Wahlberg was on a plane, okay.
The guy who created Family Guy was supposed to be on one of those. There's a dog that talks and a baby that talks. And if it wasn't for those towers, they would never have talked. Or I don't know. It would be so funny to set the standard for oracles or a shaman or any kind of like wise man. But I could see going back in that time and really either enjoying it, but also like finding out, like, because everybody speculates and says like that would be so great, and I'm like, I don't know, man.
It smelled terrible.
Oh, it would have smelled terrible for sure. But I would have done one of these jokers real quick. Grab Homer, head back to 2026, take him to fucking IMAX, and be like, yo,
you did this.
Hey, see if this looks familiar to you. And just like, hey, here's some beeswax for your ears because you're gonna fucking lose your mind right now. And him just going like,
just hiding behind the chair when the Cyclops comes
you
out.
found Odysseus? You're like, no, that's Matt Day. He's from. Well, okay, look, just watch. Just wait till the end. Wait till the end. You know how this goes. Wait till the end. Yeah, I think so that would funny. And I would love to like hear his notes to Christopher Nolan and being like, I like the part, but you took out my joke, man.
Why'd you cut that?
He cut there was the part where, and I really did think this was super corny in the original, where the giant, they stab the giant's eye.
Yeah.
and then the giant goes like, hey, who's doing that? Which is so funny already, right? I wonder if that got a big laugh, because that is really funny for like a giant to be like, instead of being like, first of all, ow.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? To go like, to go, what the hell? Who the hell is it? What the hell? He's just like a pissed off dad, just like, oh,
God dang it! Who changed the channel?
Kids are in here. Stab in the eye, and Odysseus goes, my name is Nobody. Right? You see the foreshadowing yet? This is fucking 4,000-year-old joke. This is so good. And I think that, by the way, I think Homer added this. I don't think this was in the original, because I think Chris Nolan was like, it just doesn't really match the tone of the fucking story at all.
Maybe that's what makes it believable, though, right? Like when you,
I think it was Homer's punch up.
Yeah, Homer was like, I'm going to see how the audience reacts to this.
He goes like, oh, it's Nobody. So then the other giants come to the cave and they go like, hey, you sound like you're getting hurt. Who's hurting you? Instead of, by the way, just opening the door and going, are you all right?
Yeah.
You're like, give him his privacy. You know he hates when we just barge in. Knock first.
Very polite. Giants were very polite people.
They go, hey, what's going on? Who's hurting you? And he goes, nobody's hurting me. And they go, okay. And I go, Chris Nolan. I go, thank you. That's a good thing that you cut that because that's a stupid fucking joke. It's not funny. It's not clever. He trimmed that kind of fat, but like that's also like one of those things that feels like it really doesn't match it. And I wonder if that's like the world's worst fucking punch up.
Yeah,
that's his open mic joke that he never gives up on. That he tells over and over. He goes, I don't know why this keeps bombing, but
I gotta tell it.
so
I love
he
this
stabs
joke.
a giant in the eye in this part, and they go, oh, and he goes, yeah, I know. But then the giant goes, who did that? And everybody goes, why would the giant do that? The giant didn't just scream and just go, ouch. He goes, no. He's going, hey, who did that? And then Odysseus like, nobody. It's such a funny thing to say, to take that out. But all of it
is
really
a punch up from "Stop Hitting Yourself," which was the original, the original thing. What Odysseus actually did. He put the
loser
knife.
says what?
He put the tiny sword in the giant's hand. Stop stabbing yourself! Stop stabbing yourself!
Yeah, it's so crazy to be like. It is a great story, and I will say I think everybody should see it. At least in we didn't go to IMAX because it was like sold out like everywhere. But Regal, RPX, or I can't remember what they call it. Where it's like it's their big screen. It's not. Yeah. I don't think it's the same as IMAX, but it's really nice. But it's cool. Yeah, I can't recommend it enough because I think it happened.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I know it's pretty late by you, brother. I appreciate you making time tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. Happy to do it. This was a good one. I had so much fun.
This was a lot of fun. It gave us a lot to think about. A lot of homework to do here, guys.
Homework.
Oh, that's why you're listening, watching, liking, subscribing, telling your history friends.
Every one of those things.
Please ignore everything we say.
Not everything.
No, you're right. A lot of it.
Actually, engagement is good. Correct us. Anything we said that was wrong.
Oh man, hey, yeah.
Leave a comment.
Leave a very detailed comment because I'm probably going to try to name this something with the Odyssey. So hey, we get a little bit more speaking of engagement, and I'm sure anybody that takes this seriously is going to have a lot to say.
So much.
I love when that happens. When it's just that that fun thing of like, you actually, brother, me and Andy talking about Taylor Swift's and Merc. Oh, I meant to ask you about the Ariana Grande show.
Yeah,
because she's been accused of being an alien before. But no, we had this video about like this Taylor Swift's merch, and like the Swifties just fucking.
Yeah,
like, guys, look at who you're talking to. We're never going to a Taylor Swift show. We have no influence on her life whatsoever. It was just a thing where like her merch was pretty mid and she was charging a lot and the lines were crazy.
Yeah.
I was just like, come on, be nicer to your fans. How was Ariana with her fans?
It was really great. It was very good. She was the only person on the show, no opener, nothing. So just her.
What a diva.
And Pat, you're going to love this. The alien thing. Get spoilers for anyone who might see her on the sword. Guess how she ends the show?
She gets probed.
She gets beamed up into the Jumbotron and disappears.
That's pretty cool.
Like she walks out onto the end of the catwalk. All of her dancers come out in like what's the fucking linen? Like linen clothing. Mm-hmm. And they stand in a circle around her. And then she just goes, woo, and then floats up and goes inside the Jumbotron and stays in there until the stadium empties.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Holy shit. I thought it was going to be like a trick of the light where it like looks like she's getting up there, but she actually like has like a trap door down here.
Nope. They don't, because the way that they get her out then is they lower it down and then she gets out.
Well, needlessly dangerous. That's like an Owen Hart level of danger. What is she doing?
Really, there was a little bit of it when it happened that I was like, this is
You don't
all
have
of
to
the
do
girls, all of the young women around me were loving it and thought it was incredible. And I, having seen Owen Hart fall to his death, is like, this could go bad.
Right,
This
like you're
could
just
go
thinking
really,
of like,
really
did they do
bad.
the safety procedures? Is this like, is everything regulation?
Yeah. But yeah, she gets beamed up into a spaceship at the end of it.
That's so fucking cool. I mean, like,
Yeah.
it's cool, obviously, to see that, but it's also like so needlessly dangerous for her to do that.
Yeah.
Like, there's no point in that, or it, God forbid, it could, because it's also a great excuse for like, okay, now leave.
Yeah.
Like everybody go, and then
Yeah.
like you guys go, then I don't have to talk to you. You just go. I'm just
No
above
encore.
here. No
Yeah.
encore. No anything else. Or it could be like a body double, like Saddam Hussein, and she's like fucking out of there. Or Elvis. I could have used Elvis. He's
Do you
an
think-
entertainer. I said Saddam Hussein. I don't dislike Ariana Grande.
Do you
have
think
nothing
it's
against
her?
her.
Do you think it's her telling us that she is in fact an alien?
Could be that she's an alien. It could be a gentle. Because I also feel like, you know, this symbol, the symbology, all that shit. You know, people do the triangle shit. I always go like, you know, you mean that? You know what I mean? Like,
Her
so-
most recent album, that this tour was for, is based on Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind, which is her favorite movie.
Is there
So there's a
aliens in
lot
there?
of I don't recall. That's what's weird about it, is I don't
Yeah.
remember. And her whole stage show leading up to her being abducted is Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mindy.
Yeah.
And then the last song at the end of it, she just gets abducted by aliens. I'm like, I don't remember that happening in the movie. I don't remember there being aliens.
Maybe that's her theory, her fan theory,
Yeah.
that she's
Oh,
just like,
that could be.
I'm jamming this into your fucking psyche. I wonder what that's about. Like that is really interesting, but it is, yeah, it could be a nod to disclosure. Maybe she's doing, because like it's hot with these musicians, Chris. I tell you what, that fella from like 182, he did that whole thing. He did the government stuff. Also, he's been pretty quiet lately, hasn't he?
I mean, he's back to touring. So he went back to having other interests now that he's making music again besides Angels and Airwaves. Was that the one he was in? Boxcar Racer? Which one was his?
Both. I think
Both
of
were
those.
his?
I think both of those were his, and then
What did
And
Tom
one-
DeLonge have?
no, that was Tom DeLonge.
Oh, Tom DeLonge. Who's the other guy? What's
the other
his
guy
name?
did Plus 44.
Oh, yeah.
That's Mark Hoppus.
Mark Hoppus.
He did nothing with aliens. He just got cancer. That sucks.
From the aliens, probably.
I wouldn't say that. Like, you don't think that's an attack? Tom DeLonge got too close. They're starting to take out his friends.
Could be.
They
Before-
fucking try to kill Travis Barker like fucking 4 times. Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
He got in so many plane crashes.
Did you hear? This is Buddha Boys adjacent, so I wanted to mention it before we leave. Did you hear about the lead singer of Sick of It All?
I did. Yeah.
Died of
yeah.
esophageal cancer today. Rest in peace.
Yeah, that sucks, man. That guy fucking rules. And a very unique voice.
Yeah.
Yeah, Sick of It All was always like a band that I was adjacent to, but always loved.
Yeah. They were great. Chris Aiken, hope he's well.
Yeah, our buddy. Yeah, our Camp Anarchy friend. I have that
Yeah.
picture on that. It's always like
Yeah.
out of view, even from behind, but I have it just right over there.
Yeah, mine's right there.
Over a little montage.
Mine's where I can always see it.
I thought about that. I started having a conversation in my head, an argument in my head.
I love that you need to fight so much, and you're like, I'll fight with myself if no one's here.
Brother,
if
I
I'm
was
alone,
going. No, it wasn't with myself. I was going at that fucking guy from the Suicide Machines about not interviewing with us.
oh yeah,
Like, because I was just like, we're talking about paranormal stuff. I don't even
Yeah.
understand why. Like, and I'm like literally having this argument. What is it, like 6 years later? I don't know how long.
2019, 7 years.
7 years later, like I'm still like, because it's so stupid to give all of your like the anger I felt with like how stupid it is to give us a list of fucking contact information for these bands
Yeah,
that none of them wanted to be contacted.
yeah,
So like the Chris Aiken support that I have
yeah.
for him and the dude from Fear both being just
Yes.
cool. Anybody that we tried to officially interview, like aside from like Chris Aiken, because even after that it was just like this thing where it's like, why are you giving your information then? Why
Yeah.
are you giving your press? This is for press availability.
Yeah.
If you don't want to do press, make yourself unavailable to the press. You fucking idiots.
Yeah, don't give us your contact info.
And we're not even not press.
Yeah.
we're Buddha Boys.
We're the Buddha Boys.
Right. That fucking, I hate that picture with the suicide machines because I just hate that fucking
Just because
guy so much.
I'm with you. Every time I see the picture, I think of him just being like, yeah, I'm not, no. And I'm like,
having a really good conversation about him seeing aliens on tour.
Yeah.
And I'm like, this is what we want to do.
Yeah,
this is
it's not an interview.
Can we just record this, please?
Yeah, yeah. Literally, we just want to talk with you about aliens. That's all we want to do.
We had such a great conversation with him, and him being so flippantly like, nah. I'm sorry, I interrupted you. I apologize.
No. You're good. You're good. It's just, I totally am with you. I just wanted to shout out since, we have a loose tie to.
Yeah, I think I don't know if we reached out to him or not, but also I did think of that recently too, because somebody was talking about seeing the suicidal tendencies.
Oh yeah,
and I was just like, you're not missing much. And he's like, no, I don't know, it's going to be great. And I was like, no, it's literally not.
I saw them again when I went to see.
You can't get away from these guys.
No, I wish I could. I saw them when I went to see. Oh my God, why can't I think of the band's name? Fuck.
The Offspring.
No.
Coheed and Cambria.
No, they're a metal band.
Oh.
Slayer. I went to see Slayer.
What? How do you forget that?
I don't know. I went to see Slayer, and they were one of the openers for Slayer, and I was like, this is so bad.
Yeah.
It's so not good. Ran into Mike and Manny there. That was fun.
Nice. Hell yeah. Really?
But yeah.
Wait, the Suicidal Tendencies were opening for Slayer?
Dude, and Knocked Loose was also on that show.
That's
it was
a show.
It was a really weird lineup.
I remember the time I saw Slayer. I remember the time I saw Slayer. I think it was like Killswitch Engage, Mastodon.
Ooh, that's good.
I know it was like I did not appreciate it as much as I remember really loving Killswitch and being like, what is this? But like Mastodon being like, eh.
It was Exodus, Cavallera, Power Trip, Suicidal Tendencies, Knocked Loose, and then Slayer.
Christ, what a fucking weird lineup.
And Suicidal Tendencies were the huge outlier. They they were like the least heavy and the oldest and the worst of all those bands.
It's like you have like two, I think, really great songs. Psychovision and the Pepsi song, whatever the Pepsi song. Institutional. And that's not even, I don't even think that's a great song.
No.
It's a fun song. It's a recognizable
it's silly.
song. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's so funny that you can't. You saw this guy again with these fucking guys.
Yeah,
I was like, that did not help my mood for sure.
No, I was like, this is bathroom break. Everyone, go get a snack, get a drink.
Isn't it nice to know that too? Like to be like, oh, these guys, we can head to the back if you want.
yeah, we can skip that.
Yeah, but yeah, I appreciate you being here and
thank you, buddy.
in your house.
You.
And do you got anything that you want to anywhere you want to tell people to go?
Gorky Romano on all social media. Check out I'm Annoyed Podcast, releasing every Monday. But that's pretty much it for me. How about you, baby?
The Drag the Lake podcast every day.
Austin's only morning show.
Literally, Austin's literal only morning show that ever has existed. With me and Andy. That's every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, 10:30 to 12 Austin time, whatever you figured out your time, dumbasses. That's Central, I think, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, whatever. Either way, you'll like it. You'll like half of it, at least. And what else? Pat Dusa on YouTube. I think I might start. I was trying to figure out exactly how I wanted to do the Gross Domesticated podcast, and like it might be a stream. Might be a night stream. I don't know, but and it might be like Zoom. So like I'll have like different people that can just come in and out if they want. So
yeah,
you're always welcome, obviously. But I'll try to get a schedule for that. But other than that,
sure, that's awesome.
I think just Pat Dusa or at Gatporge on Instagram, and the Westchester Comedy Festival in September.
Yeah,
and I'm gonna try to come out. I got some locations for fun podcast locations we could do or whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, it'll be fun.
I'm excited for that.
But, yeah, I love you.
I love you too.
Gross.